I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a detailed look at the Day Owl Slim Backpack, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. At the time of publishing this video, they have paused production on their products with hopes to start up again in the future, so definitely keep an eye out for that. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. The outside, or really the entire pack here, is made with recycled materials. So we've got this waxed canvas, which is made with recycled post-consumer plastic bottles, in addition to a recycled polyester lining and some algae-based foam. Just kind of across the board here, we've got those mindful materials and that sort of Day Owls thing. So you do get a little bit of a patina with this canvas. You can see on the front, it has a little bit of a markup there, and it's very subtle, kind of adds to the unique design, the unique style of it here. But in terms of the rest of the features on the outside of the bag, it is pretty simple. So we've got a top carry handle here. They're fairly padded. It's not like necessarily comfortable padding, but for how small this thing is, it's really easy to just kind of like grab and go. And these handles are kind of tied together with this little buckle here, and so that helps with the sleek little look. And then you can also just, keep them apart, hang it up by one or both of them if you want to. And then in terms of other features on the outside, we've got a little tab on the side here with its little production number, and that just adds a little bit of flair. But in terms of branding or anything like that, it is very simple. This harness system is fairly basic as well. We just have these two straps and this back panel here. There's no mesh or anything on it. There is a little bit of padding, which is courtesy of the laptop compartment, which is directly behind here. And so you do have a little bit of cushion between your back and your tech. Overall, fairly comfortable. And then you have a luggage pass-through here, which stays pretty low profile to the actual pack itself, never really got in the way. And then with the straps here, you have a little bit of mesh on them, and they're pretty comfortable. I mean, it's not the biggest backpack in the world, so in terms of comfort, it kind of does its job, so to speak. I think it would have been a little bit overkill to have any more than what's on here. And they're separated pretty well up top in terms of like distance, doesn't really get in the way. And then here with these bottom adjusters, we just have a metal adjuster that slides up and down pretty easily here, and you just get it into place, and there's no additional strap adjustment, no like dangly straps, no need for a keeper or anything like that, which I really like the sleek look, but it is pretty hard to adjust when it's actually on your body, so we can get into that right now. Overall, the pack is fairly comfortable. I would definitely say that this is more for smaller frames. Just based off of the size alone, it can look a little bit odd if you have a larger torso. But the biggest thing I would say with the actual fit, it hangs a little low. However, the biggest thing that I would say is with this strap adjuster here that we were just talking about. So you can see that it falls like a little bit awkwardly where the actual straps are. It's like if I were to lift this fully up, this still kind of falls in my armpits, which isn't uncomfortable per se, but I'm definitely very aware of it. And then if you wanted to adjust these buckles while the backpack's actually on, it's pretty tough. So I'm, pulling down, pulling up, and they're not going anywhere, which is great because that means that they're not going to kind of slip out of place. However, you do have to take the pack off, adjust them, put them back on, and make sure the fit is right, kind of ad hoc. So we're gonna go through the external or these secondary pockets, I guess, around this pack here. So we'll start off with this front one. It is just a zippered pocket. These are YKK zips. And on the inside, I mean, you can see it's like fairly hard to even see what is inside there. And I do have this fairly packed out on the inside, but what I do have is a little bit of a gap over here where I have put my keys. And so I would say across the board with this backpack, something to keep in mind is that it really does best with flatter, thinner items and kind of stacking those. The second you start to add bulk, you can see it's got like a little bit of a lumpy shape to it. And while it doesn't necessarily look bad, it is something that you would want to keep in mind if you kind of want that sleek, like flat front look that I think this pack is really kind of designed to have. And so this front is where I mostly just dumped like things like keys or something that I didn't need access to a ton. But if you do have things that you want to get to a lot, there is this top quick grab pocket as well. And so this is really great for like a pair of sunglasses. I keep headphones in here. I have kept keys in there before as well, or sometimes I'll put my wallet in here. It really just sort of depends on what I think I'm going to need access most to during the day, but it is a fairly sizable pocket, you can see. And so you do have a little bit of room to work with. And then going on to the back here, we have the laptop compartment. So this is designed to fit up to a 14-inch laptop. I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro here. It fits in there nice and snug, never really had any issues with it. There is a little padding, like I mentioned, goes to like that back panel, and then there's a little padding on this side too, but there is no false bottom. So it does go to the very, very bottom of the pack here, which kind of a love-hate relationship with. I never really felt like my laptop was in danger, but it definitely, like, if you set it on the ground, it's on the ground. So just kind of beware of drops or something like that, especially if you're using this as like a school bag. I think this would do really well if you have like college classes or high school classes or something like that, or even like work if you carry a lot of like flat binder type papery things. This is a really great pack for that, and so that's definitely something you're going to want to keep in mind if you have your tech in there a lot. And then the last pocket on the outside here, we have the side water bottle pocket. And so I have my water bottle in there. I believe this is a, let me look, yeah, it's a 19-ounce water bottle. And so this is actually lined with neoprene, and that is designed so that if you do have a spill, the water just sort of beads off, which is really great. It's not fully all over, so this can get a little bit wet if you do have a spill. So something to keep in mind, but it is fully blocked out from that main compartment. It goes like all the way to the bottom and then all the way to the top here. And it's just sort of like a little rounded pocket to hold your bottle. And what's nice about that neoprene is that, like it does catch spills, it also adds a little padding for the things that are on the inside, but that does come with some downsides. So let's get into the main compartment and I can show you how that looks. So I put the water bottle back in that pocket, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unzip the main compartment now. That zipper is all the way at the front of this backpack step. So what's really nice about that is that when you fold it open here, it sort of acts as a little bucket that you can pack out as you just kind of like load it very easily up. And then if you wanted to get to things just at the top, you can. It does have zippers on both sides, so you can just open it a little bit, get to that sort of stuff, and then all of your items don't come like falling out. But giving that a quick little open here. So I'm going to take these two packing cubes out just to kind of give you an idea of what the inside looks like. So this is where that top pocket is. It does eat into that space a little bit. I never found this to be an issue. I didn't pack things out basically to the very, very tippy top. But the biggest thing that I had the issue with was this water bottle pocket. So I put the water bottle back in there, and you can see it's basically like entirely blocking one of these pockets. And it made that pocket essentially useless, especially when the water bottle was in there. And that was, you know, a big disadvantage that I saw with this pack. It's nice that they had the option of a water bottle pocket, but even if I take the bottle out here and then reasonably, like, you have that flexibility of this material to be able to kind of tuck it away. But even so, that neoprene is pretty thick. And so it never really stayed out of the way for me. So whether or not I had a water bottle in that pocket, I felt like the water bottle pocket was just always in the way. And so I never really used this compartment here. I have my like a passport in there as an example, and like a wallet. I have my thicker wallet right now, but that's not something that's very easy to get to. I mean, even now as I'm trying to pull it out to show you, you can see that I'm like really trying to get this water bottle pocket out of the way. So that's definitely not something that's great for like quick access. If you have things in there, like I definitely wouldn't recommend putting your wallet in there consistently, because then it's going to be like a fight to get to it anytime. What's nice is that you do have a little bit of stretch. So you can see like it's like almost that same like neoprene material here that allows you to kind of pull the pocket out to be able to get things in there. But again, pretty blocked. And then on the other side here, it's enough space for like a notebook or something like that. This is more of the pocket that I would use as like sort of like dump pocket for like wallet or things like that. And this one is a little bit larger as well. So in general, between like not being able to get to it and not having as much space, I just sort of ignored that pocket altogether. And then on this side here, we have a couple of loops, and then I just use this as a sort of makeshift pen slot. So overall, it's fairly simple. You know, you do have some like decent depth to this to be able to pack it out how you want. It does have a nice squared off bottom as well. And so once you kind of figure out how you want everything arranged in here, it's pretty nice. But the tough part is specifically with that water bottle pocket and making sure that it doesn't get in the way with everything else that you have inside. So there you have it, the Day Owl Slim Backpack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.